Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us for tonight's presentation of HellGate, the 4.5 beta test. It means the world to us, and we appreciate every single one of you who've decided to take your time to come and check out this passion project of ours. And if you're new to HellGate and you're curious about the setting, then let me give you a brief description of the world that the players will be playing in. The year is 2115. And this Earth is far from the world that you know today. A world filled with supernatural creatures from humanity's lore and mythology, and a dystopian cyberpunk post-apocalypse. You, the player, are now a resident of Grim City, one of the few crown jewels and a megacity of the United Americas. In the year 2073, American scientists on the brink of cracking the secrets to faster-than-light travel unwillingly tore open an anti-dimension, a realm that belonged to the catabolic entities with no physical form. Powerful and malevolent, these sentient forces of red light scoured across the planet, wreaking havoc and destruction. Long had these supernatural creatures of Earth remained hidden to human society. But with the looming threat of these interdimensional creatures, their existence was revealed to humanity, and by 2078, the benevolent forces known as daemons were pushed back to their plane of existence, leaving the world a blasted war zone of what it once was. The fight to reclaim and rebuild was a hostile and turbulent time, but over the years, megacities began to rise, funded by large corporations with the money to build and push the industries forward. The people began to see them as the heroes and saviors of the world their governments did not protect. By 2097, all major conflict between nations had been called to a ceasefire. While the tensions remain, the war among the world's superpowers officially has ended. As mega industries control the cities and government, they have become superpowers in themselves, putting a price on anything and everything, all in the name of progression. You either follow the system or take your chances on the outside, the safety of the cities. Living on the ridge, where the battle-torn world has grown callous and cold. So, who will you become in this distant future? What can you take from Grim City before it takes everything from you? So that is a brief description of the setting that essentially you are playing in. It doesn't go into a lot of the monster lore. There is going to be a lot of that stuff that's going to be added into this, that will be included in this for you all to read as well. The plan is to have this beta actually release at the end of our little playtest, so I'm looking forward to having you guys get your hands on it and test this out. So thank you once again, and I hope you enjoy this playtest of HellGate as our players get to explore and dive into this dystopian horror. So sit down, hang tight, make sure all cybernetics are completely calibrated, and enjoy your time here in HellGate. After all, life in Grim City is a dog-eat-dog world. Those who cannot hack it quickly find themselves gobbled up by the city, never to be seen from again. Good evening, and welcome to Grim City. Tonight, we embark on a story in this cyberpunk horror. All of our players are playing unique individuals with their own pasts and goals, yet their lives are about to become intertwined. So where do we begin in this tale? The night is dark. The rain, a heavy downpour from the sky. Unit 084 stands outside of a rather run-down, almost dilapidated building in Hell's Garden. You've got a contract that's been sent to you. Perpetrator. Classified as highly dangerous. 16 counts. Aggravated assault and robbery. 9 counts of homicide, 5 counts of Grand Theft Auto. The sentence is elimination. You've been doing this for a long time, Quaid. And you're 2 weeks from having your freedom. Never in the history of Grim City has a Doulahan ever made the full 2 years. Being a Justicar in Grim City is a dangerous, if not always lethal, job. But you're good at it. So far from your retinal scans, nothing has alerted you to a large number of guards or security. As far as you know, your perpetrator is inside. You pull up their criminal record just to verify and cross-reference and double-check. Nickname Big Richie. It's connected with the 9th Street Psychos. He's been in and out of Bleakhaven multiple times. Looks like he's on his last straw. What would you like to do?
He said I'm in front of a building.
You are outside.
I get my weapon ready. Breaching clear.
You're going right in through the front door. Okay. Can you go ahead and do you meet a force check of 10? That means is your force higher than 10? 10 or higher. There's no dice rolling involved in this. This is a static number check.
Highest is 12. Half is 6.
All right, so this is your full number. 12. You easily meet the force check requirement of the door. Your boot heel hits it, and you hear the wood snap as it breaks off the hinges and falls into the room. The dust kind of plumes up as you make your way in. Flashlight on, lights already out. Looks like they were ready for you. You immediately hear the sound of boots, footsteps running from the second floor. You hear the sound of someone moving from the kitchen, breaking through the living room, until you turn and you notice a hostile approaching your right side, armed with a weapon pointed towards you. At this point, we are going to get immediately into initiative.
Oh, damn. That's fast.
We are now in the initiative ante. This is where you get to choose how many reaction nodes you would like to put into the ante. Whoever puts in the most for their ante gets to go first.
You said reaction.
Correct.
What do you use 5?
You're going to use 5. Okay. They are only going to use 3, which means that you get to go first. You are subtracted from 5, which means that I believe you had 13, correct? Okay. So you have the remaining to use whatever you want to do.
I'm gonna aim attack.
You're going to fire back? All right. Okay, go ahead and roll an assault, because I believe you are using the Spartan assault rifle.
Yep.
They are going to attempt to dodge.
What do I roll for this?
You roll a percentile roll. You must make it under your percentile threshold.
95.
95? Okay, you miss. Your first burst goes right over their left shoulder as they duck down to avoid the shots. Looks like they moved over to the couch, and looks like they've gotten their arm now on the sofa, ready to fire back at you. You have still technically your turn until you end it. So if you want to fire again, you certainly can, if you have the reaction points, which I believe you do.
I'm fire again.
Fire again. Would put you down to how many reaction?
After this, it'd be 2.
Okay,
58.
58. Is that a success for your threshold?
I believe so. I'm shooting for assault, right?
Correct. Assault would be for that weapon.
And I am at 5.
Okay,
5.
so that is a success. Go ahead and roll your efficiency.
That's my efficiency.
So it's going to be your efficiency for your agility.
Is that also percent?
Nope, it's D6.
5 or 6 succeeds, right?
If he's got, how many nodes do you have in agility?
4.
So you're rolling 4d6.
3. 4. 11. 14.
You're just counting which ones succeed. 5s and 6s succeed. It's not a accumulated number.
No.
No successes. So that means you do half weapon damage.
It's +5 kinetic.
Okay, so you manage to fire your shot. It looks like it's on target. It hits, but you watch as the couch takes up a good portion of the barrage of bullets as they duck down and absorb the blows. You can tell that a few of them definitely struck them, but they're still up. Is that going to be your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. They are now going to return fire. You can either guard, dodge, or take cover.
Get a dodge.
Okay, dodge. Go ahead and roll your dodge for me.
Four.
What'd you roll?
4.
4. They rolled a 100, which means that is essentially this game's version of a natural 1 times 1,000. It makes an omen roll happen immediately for the individual who rolled it, whether it be the player or an NPC or a hostile. This means that you, as a player, get to narratively affect the game. Something terrible has to happen to them. Of course, I get to approve what it is. You can't say a meteorite lands and hits the ground and takes him out from, from the moon. What would you like to happen as a negative outcome for him? It could be his weapon jamming. It could be anything.
Could it be something I do?
Yeah,
Alright. What's around me?
it's pretty much a basic slummy house. So you've got furniture, you've got chairs, you've got end tables, lamps, light fixtures,
Alright.
knickknacks. There's drugs all over the coffee table.
There's a recliner next to me.
Sure.
Alright. I'm gonna use my piston arm cybernetic. As I dodge, I'm gonna grab it and throw it to the couch so I can get rid of this cover.
Okay, sure. You grab this recliner and you chuck it across the room, and as it hits the couch, it spins out of the control, almost knocks him on the ground. You see him hit the ground and immediately try to recover, but he's on the ground. He's going to go ahead and end his turn there, which would bring us back to you.
How do I know how many reactions I get now?
So, your reaction is regained by your stamina.
11.
So you have 11, so that means that...
Oh, I'm back to 13.
Yep.
So I have 2 left.
Yep.
I'm gonna run out of,
Okay.
and I'm gonna use the Vulcan piston arm in his face.
So you're going to straight up use your cybernetic and try to crush his head. All right, go ahead and give me a CQC roll. He is going to try to use counterattack. What are you rolling first?
What? What?
What were you rolling for CQC?
CQC?
Yep. So it's a percentile roll before your
Oh.
D6. You have to get the percentile roll first.
It's an 81.
That's a miss then. Do you have any perks that give you advantage on that? That give you a upper hand?
I don't think so.
Okay. He rolled a 21, which is a success on the counterattack for him, which means that he gets to roll his efficiency dice, and depending on his efficiency, will determine how much damage he is going to be doing to you, which is going to be 4. That is 2 successes, which makes that a basic success, full prowess, or half prowess, and full weapon damage, which means you take 18 points of damage as he unloads the pistol into your chest. Boom, 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 boom! You lose 1 vitality node, and you lose 1 reaction. That is going to be his turn. Or actually, no, go back to his turn after that, because that was a counterattack. So, he is going to attempt to get up. And he's going to attack again. You can either dodge.
I'm gonna use a counter.
You want to counter? Okay. Perfect. So go ahead and roll. You are countering, and countering means that you are essentially, it is a counter attack. So I'm assuming you could be countering with hands, correct? CQC then.
Percentile again.
Percentile. It's always going to be percentile when you're rolling an ability.
I got 80.
Okay. Your counterattack fails. You go to punch him, and he knocks your arm out of the way and brings his weapon up. Unfortunately, he rolled a 71 on his attack, completely misses. As he fires his pistol, you dodge your head to the left. As the rounds go over your head, you can now start to hear the footsteps coming downstairs, and you can hear someone making their way. You hear the familiar sound of a shell being chambered into a shotgun. You are about ready to be outnumbered here. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna grapple him. Use him as a shield.
Okay, if you're going to be grappling him, that's going to be CQC again.
I believe you.
40.
Is that a success for your CQC special? Okay. His guard is broken. So when you go to guard against someone who's trying to grapple you, that you need to beat theirs, and he did not. So you successfully grab onto this individual as you turn towards the stairs, I'm assuming? Okay, they are struggling. They're still very much alive. You gonna end your turn, or is that, you got anything else you want to do?
What would it cost to snap his neck?
That would be so if you're gonna try to eliminate him, he needs to be considered, he needs to have the condition helpless, which he's not. He's still currently struggling. You can attempt to attack him like that, but you'd have to do a CQC roll.
I'm gonna go towards the door.
You're gonna move towards the door? Okay. So you're moving with him. Alright, so that's gonna be probably about, so it's gonna be 2 reaction nodes of movement. Do you end your turn?
Yeah. Can't do anything else.
Alright. He is gonna try to break from your grapple. Can I please get a CQC roll from you?
Well,
12. You beat him. He tries to break out. You feel a sharp jab to your ribs as his elbow drives into it. He tries to break free, but you just tighten up and grab onto him. You hear him begin to choke up as he pulls his firearm up, and he starts to just fire randomly behind him. So this is going to mean he's going to be shooting with a drawback. Yeah, he fails that miserably. Because he's firing with a drawback, he can't see you, and misses every shot. That's going to be his turn, and it's back to you.
door open?
Well, you kicked it open, so it can't close.
Do I hear that coming?
You can see the individual coming down the stairs. He's got the shotgun pointed at you as you're moving towards the door.
I'm gonna kick him out the doorway.
You're gonna kick the guy you're holding out the doorway? Okay. Give me a CQC roll.
$62.
Does that meet your threshold?
I think so. I have 4. So I think that's 74%.
No.
What is that?
So to be in the 70s, you'd have to be at a tier 3 on an ability. I'm assuming you're tier 1?
A tier 1, 4, yeah.
Okay. So you go to kick him. You don't kick him out the door, but you do kick him as he hits the wall. He seems to kind of bounce off of it. As he does, he turns back towards you with his weapon. Looks like he is reloading. That's going to be his turn. And the next one is going to fire on you as the other one is reloading. So I'm going to need either a dodge or a guard or a take cover.
And a dodge.
Okay, roll dodge.
1.
You rolled a 1?
Oh.
All right, if you roll a 1, that means you get a Deus Ex. This means that you essentially, again, get to narratively control what happens here in the game to a degree. Except, instead of having something bad happen, you get to make something good happen. So anything you could think of at this moment that would intervene almost as a Deus Ex Machina, which is why it's called that, what would you like to happen?
Since it's a shotgun, when I dodge, I want to fire at the barrel. So once it combusts, it'll blow up in his hands.
Okay. Sure. Have that happen. As you dodge back into the living room and you bring up your assault rifle, you fire a burst, and just by chance and luck, you actually get a bullet to go down the barrel. And as he fires his round, you see the explosion detonate towards the end of the barrel, and you see it, the gun sort of burst back, and you see him hit the ground. You also immediately recognize, as you get a good visualize of him, this is your target that is coming down the stairs. Okay, that's going to be both of their turns. It's back to you. What would you like to do?
So there's 2 enemies under my target.
You have 2 enemies, and one of them is your target.
Oh, the guy with the shotgun.
Correct.
I'm gonna run to the guy with the pistol
Okay.
and try to run past him, but at the same time, Vulcan punch his face.
Okay, give me a CQC again.
40?
40. It's within your threshold. I'm going to have him guard, since it's going to be free, and he's low on reaction. Okay. Go ahead and roll your efficiency for would be strength. One success. Okay, that makes that a basic success, which means you get to add half of your force plus your weapon damage, which would be 5. Yeah, melee would be 5. So it's 5 plus half your force.
With Vulcan, it'd be plus 10.
So that's plus 10 then.
So, melee 5, 10. And he said what? Force.
Half your force.
So, 16, I think.
So you hit him with 16 damage. You walk up to this individual, and he appears to be human. Humans are substantially more fragile than subhumans. And as you bring your arm up and your cybernetic implant detonates as the Vulcan arm, see this massive piston fire off, your fist just drives directly into their head, and you watch as their skull just explodes as you slam it into the wall. Their body hits the wall, and you see them sort of slide down, a trail of blood smearing the drywall that you now crushed in. You turn your head and look as your target is getting up off of the ground. And they are going to use an ability, an auxiliary ability called Ambush, to shoot at you. You can dodge, guard, take cover.
I'm gonna dodge.
Dodge. Okay.
12.
That's a success. Get to roll your. He failed, so you don't need to roll efficiency. He brings up the weapon to ambush you, shoots, you dodge under it and actually move right underneath the barrel. You're right up on him now.
I'm gonna try to grab his neck.
Okay, CQC. He is going to guard.
43.
That's a success for you.
Yeah. What do I
So
do?
you grab his throat.
I grab his throat and I start to strangle him.
Says you start to squeeze. Oh, let me go, you freak! He's still alive and still capable of fighting you. Are you ending your turn or not?
I'm gonna focus touch his face.
So you're gonna do another CQC move. Okay. CQC again. Now, technically, you have enough. You're using reaction points for all this, right? Okay. Every time you attack, it is a reaction.
92.
92. Unfortunately, you go to hit, and he brings the shotgun up and blocks your blow. End your turn. So he regains his reaction. He is going to stick the barrel directly into your stomach and pull the trigger. Means he gets upper hand on this. He's using a firearm at point blank range. Which means that 57 gets halved. So that is a success for him. You can still guard or dodge.
I can't do anything.
You're out of reaction. You have 0 reaction.
0.
You can still guard. Guard is always free.
How do you guard?
Guard is a vigor roll.
Oh. It's 82.
82. So that is a fail. You feel that shotgun directly on your ribs as he pulls the trigger, and you feel the blast shoot through your side. Some of your armor taking the blast. That is going to be 13 points of damage.
That's 2 nodes.
That's 1 node.
I go down 2.
Okay, but you make sure you're subtracting your endurance from your damage.
Oh.
So since you failed your guard, it's only half your. You will always subtract your damage by half your endurance. If you're a successful guard, you get to subtract the damage by the full endurance value.
It's 1 node.
So what?
1 node. That's negative.
So you still take 1 node of damage? What's your endurance, the half endurance at?
7-3.
Oh, so it'd been exactly 10. Wow, okay. Do you still feel that barrel blow through? You take 1 node of vitality damage. Boom! You sort of take a step back. You see him take a step forward. Looks like he's getting ready to raise his weapon again. He's gonna shoot again. He's going all out. He's trying to fucking end you. He's firing in. You can't do anything, can you? Okay. He missed his second shot. This is his last one.
I got a 2 on guard.
You got a 2 on guard, so you get to do. He missed it, so you doesn't matter. But are you going to guard the last one too?
Yeah.
I'll let you count that as the last one then. Okay. Last one was a hit, so I'm going to roll efficiency again. No efficiency successes, so that means that It's only half the weapon damage, so it's under a vitality node. As you see him go to fire again, you move the barrel all the way and the shot ricochets and bounces off your shoulder armor. You take 4 points of fall off damage, no vitality damage. It's back to you.
Alright, you bastard.
Remember, you've got powers.
I'm gonna shoot.
Okay,
What we see in red.
roll your assault. And he's out of reaction nodes. He went all out on you. He cannot do anything other than
32.
guard. 32. Rolled an 81 on guard. That is a hard fail. So, roll your efficiency dice. Just roll all of them. It's all 5s and 6. Do you not have enough d6s?
I have some.
2 successes. That's a basic success. Half prowess damage, full weapon damage.
Wait, what prowess?
For agility. It's always going to be whatever you rolled the efficiency you connected to.
And what the damage is 5 and what?
Half your, your reflex prowess.
So it'd be 8.
8 damage altogether?
8.
Okay. So, he manages to move the barrel all the way until it fires off to the left. Now, you did more than 5 points of damage, and he is at 0 reaction. This is a dangerous thing for an individual in combat. Normally, he would take reaction damage, but since he has no reaction nodes to lose, this essentially makes him go unconscious. You knock him out. As you go to fire the round, he manages to move the rounds out of the way, but you catch him with the butt of the gun and just clock him across the head. You see his head bang off the wall, and he hits the ground unconscious.
And I took him up.
Okay?
I snatch his neck.
Okay.
Bastard.
So, he is technically, at this point, when he is unconscious, he is considered a helpless target. He does have the helpless condition. So, this means that you essentially get to, you don't need to roll your CQC to do this. This means that you get to roll your strength efficiency dice times 3. So, what is your strength?
3.
So, you get to roll 9 dice, 9 d6s.
I got 4.
4 successes. So, this means expert success, which means full force damage, and it would be your melee damage as well. However, since it is this is considered an execution, this is also times 3.
Well, I'm gonna snatch his neck and pull him out.
You want to Mortal Kombat him? You want to pull his skull out and his spine? Okay, so how much damage is it?
How much damage?
So, you got, what's your force?
12.
12. And then your damage is, for your melee, is 10 because you're Vulcan, correct? So that means that's 22. 22 times 3.
Oh,
Jesus.
Jesus.
Do we need to do the math on that?
That's 60.
Yep,
Six.
so that would be, so technically that he would lose 6 nodes of vitality with that. It is easily puts him in the negative, so that means that you can destroy the body. Any damage done after 0 nodes basically destroys or dismembers the body.
Wait.
So you grab him by his neck and you Mortal Kombat rip his spine and his skull out. You watch as the body drops down.
You fucking bastard. Two more weeks. 2 more weeks.
You immediately begin to hear the
Initializing
hear the familiar call of your superior, basically getting ready to call in. You know that the archbishops of Sentry are the ones who directly oversee the Justicars. And Grim City actually only has 8 Justicars currently. You, however, being the oldest, you are essentially the senior, so you do not... you have no superior as far as law enforcement goes in Grim City. The only person who you listen to is the Archbishop. There's only one currently for Grim City. The rest of them are stationed all over the world. As far as the entire infrastructure of your law enforcement, it's part of Sentry, which is part of the military. You are technically a government employee. So, you realize that it is your Archbishop calling in.
Zero-84 reporting.
You see her basically appear on screen. You immediately realize that her very smooth, dark skin, she has her hair braided and pulled back into a bun, and you can see that her hair is appears to be dyed a stark, almost bone white. Her formal, military-like suit, you know this as Archbishop Andromeda.
Archbishop Andromeda. What do I have the special acquaintance?
Hope you're doing well there, 084. Got another one?
Yeah.
I see you were thorough.
I got a little impatient.
Understandable. Your line of work isn't exactly the most friendly. Listen, I'm going to be sending you some intel on something I need you to take a look at. There's been a strange series of events. This isn't your normal work, but I'm worried that some individuals in the GCPD may be involved in this corruption level stuff. If you catch my drift?
Yeah.
Good. I'm giving you authorization on this full threat access. If you figure out anything, just fill me in on it before you act. Sending the details now. And you immediately see the download beginning to come through your UB device. UB is a tool that everyone uses. It is your bank, it is your wallet, it is your car keys, it is anything you could possibly need, all on a single device. Pretty much anyone in Grim City has one. In fact, the only people who probably don't have a UB are weirdos that live out in the ridge. She ends her call. You immediately lose her sight as your scanner ends the call. And you see all the information coming in. It's strange. Looks like it's police report records of a few things going on. At first, it's files on missing people. Individuals going missing in East Park and Hell's Garden. That's not uncommon. Those are both pretty rough parts of town. People probably go missing there all the time. Except these ones are different. Each person that was involved and each person that has gone missing all had cybernetics stolen from them off their bodies. And they're unregistered cybernetics. Anyone who gets ogged in Grim City, it can be tracked. You can't just go to an OG doc and get an implant and then not have it registered. You get something put on your body, Grim City knows about it. These were done off the record, which means that it was an illegal chopper that put the OGs on. Not only that, but it means that the parts are probably illegal too. No identification numbers, no records. Second report that you receive. Looks like an entire group of ridge runners. A encampment found on the outskirts, completely wiped out. It was the only lead that GCPD had on these missing individuals, and they're all dead. Every single fucking one of them. Someone uncovered something big or got their nose into something they weren't supposed to. You are already starting to realize that there is more to what's going on here. Andromeda's right.
More detective work. Could have given me something easier. Alright. I walk off.
You turn and look at the body that you left lying on the stairs. You bring out your Ubi tool and you scan their body. As it does, you see that their mugshot, their entire criminal profile comes up, and you go down and you file your record and your report almost instantly. It's pretty simple for you. All you gotta do is go down to the little red checkbox that says eliminated. As you do, you watch as their file gets X'd out. Entire rap sheet essentially gets filled with red lettering. As soon as this happens, report completed. And as you turn and get ready to leave, you just stare up the staircase and see what probably looks like a 9-year-old kid staring down at you. Kid turns and runs off.
See if they're kids.
You walk out the door. You get on your bike. Where's the first place you want to go? Do you want to investigate that campsite that got wasted?
Is there any, med bays?
Med bays? For you to heal vitality damage you would have taken? Is that what you're wondering about? So, you are undead. You cannot heal vitality like a normal, organic, or biological creature. However, every single day that passes, your vitality naturally recovers on its own at a subhuman level. So currently, what is your stats in vigor? You have 3 in vigor?
Oh, 4.
4? So that means every new day you will regain 4. It's 3? So every new day you regain 3 vitality nodes.
Okay. Nice.
There are ways to supernaturally give undead vitality back, but nothing that you have on you.
Alright. I'm gonna go towards the campsite.
So you're gonna head towards the campsite. Perfect. So, as we move away from our Doulahan on the trail, we cut over to another portion of Grim City. A place filled with rust and decay. A place where it seems as though the city is trying to forget. Massive factories, long abandoned ever since the war efforts have ceased. Left to disintegrate. Left to be inhabited by the people of Grim City. Inside a small little hangout, 2 companion is not quite the word you would want to use for them. 2 partners who are currently in a neck level of shit are trying to figure out what they're going to do next. And here we are, inside of Oofy's hangout, as you look over at Cascabel, who has just gotten back and told you that the final person who bought the cybernetics that the Ridge Runners got for you was found dead, again, and with the missing cybernetics.
And is this is after did I just get the voicemail from Diesel?
Yeah, in fact, Cass hasn't heard it. Perhaps you should play the voicemail for him.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Go ahead and play it.
I can't do that on my phone. You wanna do that?
I can play it if you need me to.
Yes, please.
Let me just go ahead.
Before you play that, though, Cass, man, it's just getting so much worse than you. Like, I'm getting so fucking frustrated that you are just not telling me that. It's just getting worse, and it's getting worse. Diesel and his crew are about to come down on my shit. I'm not happy about that.
All right.
Like, listen to this voicemail. And that's when I'm gonna play the voicemail.
It's Diesel. You're 5,000 ships behind on rent. And I've got Pegasus suits down here asking for you about missing medical cybernetics. I told you to keep your fucking nose clean. I don't need this heat down in East Park. If I see you or any of my boys see you down here, you're fucking dead. You hear me? Dead.
Do you hear this shit?
I don't understand what you want me to do about it.
You're the one who's supposed to get all the cybernetics and shit for these people, and you're gonna...
They're not there.
This job was supposed to get the chips for Diesel and his crew. And now, just... nothing is going right. And these fucking Ridge Runners are just... I haven't heard from them in days. And now everybody's fucking turning up dead? How many times in a row has this been since that somebody's been dead that you went to go get the cybernetics from?
I guess it's been an abnormal amount.
You fucking think? I swear to God, if those Ridge Runners gave me some shit that has put me in, like, I already got Diesel on one hand, and now people are killing my clients. Everything is fucked up.
Do we have any idea who it is?
That's the problem. You know, these Ridge Runners, like I said, I haven't heard from them. Oh, God. Every time I look at you when you do the dollar sign eyes, man, we need to go talk to these Ridge Runners. Wherever they are, they had a camp. I don't know what's going on. But they need to tell me where the fuck they got this shit from. Simple as that.
I'm ready whenever you are, boss.
We need to get going now before Diesel gets here. Because I don't want to deal with his shit when we're trying to figure out this shit. Yeah? God, can't you do something different with that? I know you like your dollars and everything, but...
Just gotta get my bread every day.
Jesus fucking Christ. Let's just get going, sooner the better. I know exactly where to go, where these Ridge Runners were. We need to get going, like, now.
Sure.
Yesterday.
Just you and me?
Just you and me.
All right.
So, you have never worked with these Ridge Runners before. So you have been selling cybernetics to the people of East Park, to the people of Hell's Garden. And up until recently, you've been getting all of your parts from basically from the garbage. You've been stealing defaulted parts and defaulted cybernetics that didn't pass the quality checks at the factories. So they just send them off to get recycled. You had a nice in, were able to steal them. Well, they found out the parts weren't getting recycled. So they changed things up, you lost your contact. And just so happens that these Ridge Runners came to you. The same ones that were stealing your defaulted parts and said, we got another in. You took onto it, and you got one good shipment in, except you knew when you got them that these weren't defaulted. These looked crisp, fine. There's no way none of these wouldn't have passed quality. But you fucking ignored your gut, and you sold them anyways. Now every single person who has bought any of these is wound up dead. You're on your way to the Ridge Runners to find out where the fuck they got these from and who's going after your clients.
Yeah. And who I have to go to stop them from going after my fucking clients.
So, as you make your way to the Ridge Runner camp, we're going to make our way over to a place in the hills. A graveyard. Not a very common place for people to hang out at. Yet for a church grim, it's home. A place known as Eternal Paradise, filled with above-ground mausoleums, very rare here in Grim City. But these ones are old. They've been here for a long time. They are actually built here before the city even was constructed. So the city kind of built around it. Ashes. You've been a church grim here for pretty much as long as you've been here in Grim City. You've seen a lot of people come and go, pay their respects. And your time as a guardian here has been fairly simple. You've had to help out a few people every once in a while. Some spirits kind of get a wild hair up their butt and you have to go after them, bring them back. But for the most part, you've never had anything crazy happen. Until recently. A patron that comes to the graveyard quite often to pay their respects to family members. Maria. You've known her for a long time. She's human, and you've watched her grow old. From a girl to a fully grown woman with her own daughter, Gabriella. You watched that little girl grow too. Well, unfortunately, a week ago, Maria came to the graveyard mourning not for the already deceased, but for the recently. And you found out that Gabriella was murdered. Maria has begged you to help, as she doesn't know who else to turn to. She's heard about the Grimdog's ability to communicate with spirits or help spirits. She believes that Gabriella probably is in need of help. And that's where we're going to begin for your story. A night of rain. Night of thought. And just like it always happens, you get a message from Basil at the Black Velvet Lounge. Now, you've helped Basil every once in a while, but you don't know him too well. You listen to the message. He says he has some information for you involving Gabriella. Up until now, you haven't quite decided what you're going to do. What would you like to do?
I guess I'll go to the lounge.
You want to go to Black Velvet? Okay. The Black Velvet Lounge. It's not anywhere you can find in Grim City, because it doesn't exist in Grim City. It exists in a world beyond the living. It exists in a world between the afterlife and here. And whenever one needs to find their way to the Black Velvet Lounge, all they simply must do is have an invitation. And there, they will find their way. The moment you decided that you want to speak with Basil, you realize that one of your mausoleum doors changes. But it doesn't look like the stone door it normally is. Fine, black, ebony wood with gold accents and this stained glass half-moon window at the top. It looks very 1930s, 1920s.
Good years.
You know Basil is a talking cat, although no one ever quite has been able to figure out what Basil truly is. There's been rumors that have gone on about what Basil is and his only employee, Isaac, but no one's ever been able to truly hammer down what they are. Do you enter? As you enter into the door, the sound of smooth jazz and mid-century atmosphere sort of fills the air. It's truly an escape from the futuristic cyberpunk world that you live in. And as you walk in, you can see the patrons sitting around tables, enjoying cocktails and smoking. The atmosphere is very calm, but it's also very melancholy at the same time. People may laugh, but it's slight chuckles under their breath. It's not like a boisterous party. It's like a group of friends getting together for a last drink. There you can see the bar. It changes every time you come in here. Sometimes it's an auditorium. Sometimes it's a hole-in-the-wall jazz club. Sometimes it's a saloon or a parlor. It seems to be whatever Basil wishes it to be. And there you see his yellow eyes staring directly into your yellow eyes as Basil sits on the bar, and you see Isaac cleaning a glass, turning and setting it up on the shelves. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna walk up to the bar.
You see Basil sort of perk up, starts to walk back and forth. As he does, he stops and turns towards you, and you see him stretch his back and do a little cat yawn before he straightens out and looks over towards you. I didn't think you would make it so quickly.
Don't exactly have anything better to be doing.
Well, that is true. You do live an awfully drab life.
There's nothing wrong with drab.
Well, it doesn't mean you can't come by here and enjoy a drink or two. Isaac gets lonely. You see Isaac over there and look towards Basil. Yeah, I get lonely.
And he matches more in my vibe.
Isaac has always kind of had a very apathetic view. Very drab, very dark. Doesn't seem to really care much. You watch as his thin and slender frame sort of just continues to do his work. And as Basil continues to gallivant around the bar table and continue to speak to you. So, I'm assuming you probably want to get right down to business.
Prefer to.
That's a shame. Bill Withers and David Bowie are supposed to be playing later tonight.
Well, they've played a few times. I've seen them before.
Splendid, splendid. I'm glad that they decided to still stop by.
I will say, though, I'm gonna compliment the atmosphere choice. Was that for me?
No. This is just a century I've always aesthetically loved. So,
Aesthetically, yeah, it was good. Living conditions, not so much.
Oh. No, 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 no. Not quite. But I'm sure you're familiar with that. A lot of hungry people then, around then. Animals too.
So, what information do you have?
Right, Gabriella. She already came through. She made up her mind, and she took the stairs. But she decided to leave me a little bit of information before she went. First of all, she was very happy to know you. And she said thank you for all the years that you spent time with her and her mother. She hopes that you look after her now that she's gone. And 2, she said she bought her cybernetics from some sleazy guys from East Park.
Why would she do that?
I guess she was short on money and these guys were selling high quality parts for premium prices. There's always a catch with that. She said one of them was for sure a rat king, so the other one liked to cover himself up, wore dollar sign glasses. I don't know what that means, but she said last thing she remembered was she was walking home. Something came up out of nowhere. She couldn't even see it. Before she knew it, she was staring at her own body bleeding out in the road. Whatever it is that killed her, it's quick and fast.
Well, this isn't exactly information that her mother's gonna want to hear.
Well, how much would you love me if I told you I did a little bit digging myself?
Not much, but I would appreciate it.
Oh, come on there, Ashes. You are so hard to win over. You're harder than Isaac.
It might help if you don't do the weird backstretch thing when I show up, because it creeps me out. It's not
Why
natural.
does that creep you out? I'm
It's just weird.
I have to yawn. It's how I yawn.
That's how you yawn.
Yes.
You can't just open your mouth and stick your tongue out and make like
When
really
you
loud
are
noise.
sitting down all day, sometimes your back gets a little kink in it. Listen, I did a little research on these individuals, and, well, you know my job. People come in here all the time and they think I'm the Grim Reaper. That's
I sort of know your job. Most people don't really know that much about you,
right.
to be fair.
Well, when they come in here, a lot of times they try to barter with me, or bargain. They think that if they give me information about their life, that I can somehow just magically help them.
Cats are demons.
I'm not a demon, you know that?
In my culture, you're demons.
Well, I found it odd that Gabriella wasn't the only one that came in here talking about a rat king and other ones were calling it a gorgon. They said they were 2 fellows from East Park. And just recently, I had a whole group of Ridge Runners come through here. And they swore up and down they would give me anything in the world to just send them back so they could go kill these shitbags that they sold the pots to. They have a camp outside of town. Looks like they're the ones that stole the pots. In the outskirts. Maybe you could go do a little snooping, figure out if you can see any clues.
A rat king and a gorgon with dollar sign glasses. That's what I'm going on.
It's the best I got there for you.
Fine.
You see someone come running up to the bar. Appears to be almost probably late middle age, maybe pushing their 60s. Probably doesn't look to be in the greatest of health. see that they kind of put their arms on the bar table and they look towards Basil and Isaac. You two tell me where the fuck I am. What is this place? Where am I? Notice that, Basil? Ah, welcome. You a cat? The fuck are you? I am indeed a cat. Well, welcome to the Black Velvet Lounge. I'm Basil. Pleasure to meet you. This is my... this is Isaac. Isaac, why don't you go ahead and give him the rundown? I'm so terribly tired of explaining this to people all day. You see, Isaac, you're dead. Wow, way to just put it on him lightly there, Isaac. Good job.
I appreciate it. Blunt.
What do you mean I'm dead? I'm not dead. I was sitting at work and I was on my 7th donut and I was having my 8th cup of coffee. What are you talking about? I'm dead. I'm not dead. Yeah, you're dead. Welcome to the Black Velvet Lounge. This is the last stop before you go on to the afterlife. Or if you'd like to stay behind and be a spirit, that is completely up to you. What do you mean I can stay here? Well, not really. Not as a living thing. You can stay behind as a ghost, if that's what you really wish. Is that what you wish? I don't know. This is a big decision to make. Why should I... do I have to decide right now? Not technically. You have 100 years to decide. 100 years? What happens after that? You go insane and become a death echo. A what? A death echo. It means that you just become a repeating sound of how you died. Usually it's a lot of... and then falling over. Loud thuds. A lot of people hear thuds in their homes. Death echoes. That sounds awful. Why would I want to stay behind then? Well, you can take the stairs then. As he turns and you see Basil lift his paw and point towards a staircase. It's a double staircase. One set of stairs going up, the other stairs going down. Well, do I go up or down? That is up to you. Each direction will take you to a different place, though it's not for us to decide. So, would you like to take the stairs? Which one's the right one? Can't tell you that. There is a right one. But it's your choice. I can't do this! You see the guy turn and run off. And there goes another one you scared away, Basil. Good job. Oh, he'll be back. Eventually. Or he'll be a death echo. One of the two.
I mean, you can't really blame them. It's a weird proposition to put on someone after they just died and don't know where they are.
At least I don't make the rules, but yeah, I'd have to agree with you. It is
Who makes the
strange.
rules?
I can't tell you that, and you know it.
Sounds like there's a lot of things you can't tell me.
Well,
Sounds an awful lot like a demon.
trust me, there's no such thing as demons. Well, you know, the biblical sense ones. As far as the light demons, we all know about them, but you know, different story, different creature, different thing altogether.
Listen, I'm gonna get out of your hair.
Ah ha ha! So you do have jokes, Ashes.
Yeah, I don't get to talk to people very often.
You're turning around on me.
I'm gonna go.
All right. Well, hopefully you can use that information. Have fun.
No.
All right. So, as you leave the Black Velvet Lounge, we make our way back to our two individuals. Oofy. Made your way to the coordinates that the Ridge Runner camp is at. You've only been to it a few times, but you know the location. It's in the outskirts. It's technically outside of the city. Outside of the city doesn't really mean on the ridge, though. It just means that there's not a lot of metropolitan areas here, but there's still buildings and suburbs and locations and parks. Lots of parks. Lots of spaces to make little hideouts. Some of the ridge runners like to set up little operational bases here in the outskirts between the ridge and the city. You and Cass make your way there now. Do you have a vehicle?
I believe I have him driving me usually.
Big problem with that.
If we don't have a vehicle, we would have just taken a taxi.
Yeah, well, that'd probably be best.
Yeah, we'll just taxi out there.
So you just take a transport out there.
Yeah,
Well,
or at least as close as we can get.
you will know that if you do take public transport, you will be essentially leaving a trail. Every single public transport, taxi, any type of Uber service like that, it registers who's in the vehicle and exactly where they go. That data is going to be logged and on record.
That's fine.
Okay.
This particular instance, that's fine. You know, if I figure this shit out, I'll have enough money to pay off whoever I need to pay off, so.
So, two of you are taken to the outskirts. The outskirts is a very, not barren, it's definitely not a wasteland, but it's much more less dense in population, and it has a very third world vibe to it. So homes are in very poor repair. A lot of people like collect rainwater and then have to like filter it. It's kind of a little post-apocalyptic, nowhere near as bad as living out in the ridge, in the wilderness, but it's essentially like country life. This would be like living in the country. You find the campsite, and it looks like their camp was a few mobile homes that were all basically spread out and set up. You can see that they had pretty much their own battery source running power to them. They had multiple tech and gear. Everything is still here, but before you even approach, you immediately realize that there is caution tape everywhere. Go ahead and give me a perception roll.
What would be perception?
Both of us?
Yep,
Oof, I got 11, so I'm sure whatever I need to roll.
11's good.
Yeah.
Can you hand me a character sheet there? Can someone hand me a character sheet?
I think we're closer to the character sheet, so I have 2 for perception, which I assume is 11 beats that.
All right, yeah, yep. 2 should, well, you have 2 nodes in perception,
Yeah.
but that's a cerebral. All right, I'm sorry, so it's gonna be, it's an examine roll.
Oh yeah, I beat that easy.
Perfect.
It's
So,
the same.
yep,
Or I have 3 in examine.
perfect. So you score that.
I got 009.
So 9.
So 9.
Okay. You also beat it. It's not very hard for you guys to identify. There is a literal walking Justicar inside the campsite. You see that he is currently examining the location. You see he is looking at what appears to be scorch marks on the ground, and what you can only imagine to be where bodies were at before they were removed.
Can I stay out of sight? I'm gonna go talk to this Jessica.
Are you sure?
100%. And I'm gonna I'm gonna stay behind the caution tape and wait for him to get out of sight and be like, hey you! What happened here? I'm assuming.
Yeah, you hear someone calling out to you there, Quaid.
Who are you?
I had a bunch of friends that lived out here. What the fuck happened?
Listen, you're not to be here. This is a crime site.
What happened? Can I use persuasion?
Sure.
Yeah.
So, this is technically a social battle here. So, go ahead and give me a persuasion roll. If you are going to fight this, give me a grit roll there. Quaid.
And I get to use streetwise because I have lingo.
Yep.
Yep, I got 17.
29.
Is that success on your grit?
Oh, sorry.
Holy shit. Yes.
All right, so go ahead and roll your efficiency dice with that. Which, for logic, it is going to be charisma.
Oh, I got 0.
0. Give me your efficiency dice roll.
What was it again?
Charisma.
Charisma.
Oh, boy. 1.
1 success. Okay. What's your cool at?
11 and 5.
11 and 5. So full value.
11.
11. You take 1 willpower note of damage. As soon as you try to use your street lingo, you see through his bullshit fucking immediately. He knows something about this site. You're already on to him.
Really? What are you doing here?
I just said I had some friends that lived here.
I'm gonna grab him.
You're gonna have to move up on him.
I'll move up on him.
Okay.
Whoa.
You gonna fight back or just let him grab you?
I'm just gonna let him grab me.
Okay. You grab onto him.
Listen,
I'm on this side of the caution tape. What are you doing?
you're here for a reason.
Yeah,
you know
because
what
my friends
happened
live
here?
here.
Listen,
I'm gonna bring him over.
All right. He pulls you over.
I'm gonna let go, but I'm gonna pull him into the crime scene.
I'm gonna get up and like dust myself up. Be a little bit more gentle. Oh my god.
I'm gonna aim my weapon to him.
Okay, look.
Listen, you're gonna answer my questions. I want to know why you're here and what your involvement with what happened here.
Look, I had a couple of friends that were ridge runners that were out here. They got some stuff for me. I came to get it, and now I see you.
Cybernetics.
Give me a deception roll. And you're gonna give me an insight roll. This is still technically social combat, so you will do willpower damage.
So I got 32 on that.
76.
So a fail on you. Okay. Success?
Yeah.
Go ahead and what's your cool?
5.
5?
Yeah.
Okay, so no willpower, no damage. Basically, you realize that he is here, but you're not quite sure what 100% what he's here for.
Look, I just came to see if my friends were okay, and you know, I hadn't heard from them in a couple days. You know, they'd help me get stuff for, you know, I'm gonna point towards where I would live. You know, I don't live in exactly the best part of the neighborhood, you know, so I usually just kind of try to come and collect some shit that the rich people tend to throw away for people who can't afford it.
So these people, you knew them.
Well, I mean, I've worked with them a couple times, not a whole hell of a lot. I wouldn't say I worked with them a hell of a lot.
When I was investigating, did I notice the cybernetics were missing?
Investigating what? Here?
The bodies.
No, the bodies have already been removed, but you checked the report that Andromeda sent you. The bodies were just they were killed and incinerated. As far as you know, no cybernetics were missing from them. The only people who have had cybernetics missing are people that were involved in this stolen cybernetics from these individuals.
I came here to see what happened. Seems like they were burned. I don't know why.
Well, I got a pretty good eye for this kind of thing. Maybe we can work together. I mean, these are my friends.
You're talking about handling merchandise.
You hear the sound of a motorbike. Not like yours though, Quaid. Not like your Interceptor. Like an old school retro gasoline motorcycle. You see an individual wearing all black roll up. See them turn off the lights. Ashes.
Oh, I have a motorcycle?
Yeah.
Shit.
Hell yeah.
You get off your bike, hit the kickstand, and you can see a Justicar holding up an individual at gunpoint. And give me a examine check for me, please.
Okay. Examine.
Should be under logic.
Oh, I have nothing in that.
So that's going to be a 25% chance of success. So you still roll percentile.
You can do it.
96.
Okay, so that is a fail. You do not see Cass hiding.
Do I see her?
Yeah, you see her.
What about my passive B
Oh, you have
sense?
B sense. That's right. You do have that trait. You can smell him, so you do know he's there.
Does it smell like snake tank?
Smells like snake tank.
Ugh.
Smells like molting skin.
Is it time of all young snakes' dreams?
What do you want to do, Ashes?
I'm gonna go into dog form.
All right, you guys both watch as she turns into a black dog.
What the fuck?
You guys recognize it? You guys know what that is. It's Church Grim.
Yeah. What the fuck is the church group doing here?
I'm gonna sniff out the snake tank.
You sniff it. He's hiding in the bushes just outside.
I'm gonna stop in front of it and start growling.
There's something over there.
There's a black dog growling at you there, Cass.
Easy.
You know exactly who it is. You realize.
Do you mind if I call out real quick?
Call what?
Just hold on. Hey, Cassie, come on out. Come on
You have a
out.
friend?
Yes, I have a friend. Not all my friends got burned, man. Come on.
I come out. Hands up.
You see a Gorgon come out from hiding behind the bushes.
I'm gonna snap at him.
Easy.
I'm gonna walk towards him.
I'm gonna walk towards both you two. Also
Okay.
very easy.
Alright. I need clear answers. Why are you two here? What is your involvement with this?
I'm with him.
I clearly see that. Are you gonna answer me?
I mean, like I said, I'm with him. I'm here for him.
Okay. Nobody's gonna ask about why the church scrim is here.
Yeah.
I sit and I start scratching myself.
It's the... Why are you here? Where did you come from? Where did you go?
I'm gonna go pick her up.
Ah, pick me up!
I'm not picking you up yet.
Oh.
What the fuck is going on here?
Can you revert to a form so we can speak?
She can talk in that form.
They don't know that.
He made it sound like we know that.
I'll tell you what. Church Grims are not common. They're not like a very common breed. So yeah, if you don't have a direct friend with a Church Grim, actually no, you have probably worked with a Church Grim before for Ghost, Quaid. So you would know that she can talk in that dog form.
So, you must be here. Because you know some information. Otherwise, why are you here?
Are they paying attention to me at this point?
Yes, he is not. Well, first of all, it's kind of hard to tell. He doesn't have eyeballs.
Yeah.
You're not exactly sure what his sensory ability is.
So I'm gonna start like moving back towards one of the trailers.
Okay, you notice this.
What are you doing?
He wasn't even looking at you. He just instantly knew it. Dualahans have a 360-degree sensory vision.
I'm gonna pretend like I don't know if he's talking to me or not. Somebody keep going.
If you move, I will shoot you.
I'm a point towards him. My first standing up. I'm start growling.
Oh, you're talking to me. Oh, don't shoot me. Oh, you're looking at me now. That's creepy. I was just trying to get information. Clearly, something's going on here, and you're not exactly trying to do your best to figure out what's going on. So I was gonna do that for my friends. I'm gonna keep.
Give me another deception roll. Both Ashes and Quaid give me an insight.
I got 27.
27?
Yep.
Okay, roll your efficiency.
For that was the efficiency. The
Charisma.
21 and pass.
Give me your efficiency roll. Charisma.
I got 2 on the proficiency.
2?
Yeah.
56.
You got 34.
No, you rolled d6. So how many do you have in charisma?
1.
1, so roll 1d6.
1.
It's a 1?
1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn it. Nothing.
Okay, so pass again.
Oh. Yeah, that's cool, right? Like, I'm just trying to. Yo, we can help each other out, I said.
Listen. These are your friends. These burned bodies. I came here to figure out what was happening. And it seems somebody is stealing cybernetics. And they are unregistered. Now the significance of you two being here is kind of creeping me out. And I want to know why you're here. Seeing the grim dog here tells me there's something bigger.
I refuse to. I revert to a human.
Fine. You got me. See, my friend Cassie here, and I work for him. He's actually the leader of this whole operation.
Deception roll.
Yeah, I'm the leader.
You guys-
I got 1.
You got a 1?
I got a 1. I swear to God.
All right, so that gives you a Deus Ex roll. What do you want to have that can benefit you in this situation? It has to be something to benefit the lie.
I just want to divert all attention from me to Cassie, to Cascabel. Just be like, he's the leader.
I mean, first of all, he is a Gorgon. Gorgons kind of are high up in the high society of subhuman world. It would be very weird for a Gorgon to be a lackey of someone else. In fact, you'd have to be a pretty shitty Gorgon to be a lackey of someone else, or you have fucked up massively.
No, he sent me in here to make sure that I got shot just in case anything happened. So I'm just doing what my boss tells me to do.
So you're the one that I have to answer to.
Yeah.
Is that all you're gonna say?
Yeah.
See, this is why I talk for him. He doesn't exactly talk very good.
Then we're gonna go back to the beginning, and I'm gonna talk to you, and you're gonna translate to this fucker that doesn't want to speak. I want to know why you're here, and what your involvement is with these burned bodies.
Give me a menace roll. Quaid.
Oh boy.
What do I roll against that?
Grit.
Oh.
I can't see. 63.
Yeah, I failed that. 71.
Did you succeed?
Definitely. I got 5 in it.
Okay. So, you watch as his flames sort of ignite on his head, and you
okay.
watch as the hologram flames begin to kind of pixelate and fall off of his head, take another willpower note of damage.
Yeah.
What are you at?
I have 2 left. Okay. Put the fire away. Put the fire away, and we'll talk. Mano y mano. We'll talk. Yeah.
And it goes.
Okay.
While this is going on, I'm gonna kind of get up close to him and start sniffing him.
Sniffing me? I didn't shit myself. Get away from me.
Do I pick up Gabriella's scent at all?
Yeah.
What the fuck is this? I got you grabbing me and you're sniffing me. What is happening? What are we doing? What are we doing right now? What's happening? Why is nobody else talking?
You and your shitbag friend just sold cybernetics recently to the girl that was killed.
We're not shitbags, first of all. Second of all, I mean, I was gonna get there.
Quay, do you want to look up his record? You could scan him.
Oh, fuck. I didn't know I could do that. Yeah.
You don't even have to do anything. You can just do it like almost with thought. And your cybernetics will start bringing it up to your retinal scan.
Okay.
So you don't have eyes, obviously, but you still get the information displayed through your skull's hologram. And you look towards him, and as you put it up, he has a serious rap sheet. He has mainly theft and burglary, lots and lots of burglary. He spent time in Bleakhaven. He did 2 years in correctionals facilities, but he was never in maximum security. He's not considered a hostile or a high threat individual. But you know he's a fucking scumbag. Do you
Just because
scan?
you go to prison doesn't mean you're a scumbag.
Do you scan
Wow.
Cass? You stole. One of his first offenses is he stole money from a charity.
I was 12. What do you want from me? You live and you learn.
Do you scan Cass?
What?
Has a smaller rap sheet. In fact, much smaller. You immediately realize that he is not the leader. What does that say?
Not found.
Error
404 not found.
Oh, is that what it says? Is that what it's supposed to say? Hey, Luffy.
Should we run? Question mark, question mark, question mark. The arrow pointing that way is also a good
But
touch.
I could still read.
I'm glad you can. What the fuck are you doing?
Wait, you can see this.
Everybody can see that.
So,
Oh Jesus.
So his
fucking-
rap sheet is much smaller. But the only thing he has under his profile is he's got 1 count of aggravated burglary, and he's been also charged with drug possession 5 times. He apparently has a pretty hard dust problem.
well then,
Hasn't done any time in Bleakhaven, but he is a suspect of question in multiple crimes.
Could you have done that any less? Like,
Wait,
why
he's
did you
got
do that?
eyeballs I didn't think I could
So-
see.
Mr. Rat King,
You know his name too, Oofy.
Oofy. Why don't you look at this real quick?
How does he know your name?
I know you.
Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, fine. Fine. You know what I do? And I'm not a piece of shit. I'm not a scumbag. What I do is I find stuff for people who can't afford things, that need things. I charge them interest for those things, but less than what these corporations sell them for.
Are you trying to pitch to us right now?
Is it working?
No.
Do I
All
do
I know
this?
is that you're tied.
Do I know the cybernetics are unregistered?
Look,
The what?
The cybernetics. Do I know they're unregistered?
Oh yeah, whatever these were, they were unregistered. These are not legitimate. Oh,
Listen, Oofy.
I have a better idea than talking out here. If you're willing to take it, maybe we should go inside because I was hoping to deal with this on my own, but if you're gonna have to be here for this, maybe we should talk.
I am talking.
Not in open spaces.
What are you, scared?
I'm gonna get up real close to him. Look, I've had so many people, these Ridge Runners got these cybernetics for me. For people who needed them. And now every single one of those people that got those cybernetics is dead. Every single one of them. Now, that's my business that's getting fucked with. And I get that my business does not exactly line up with your moral compass, but these people are good people.
Your business got a bunch of people killed. You're tied directly to a bunch of Ridge Runners that were recently killed for their cybernetics too.
I walked in on them dead. I walked in onto him looking at them dead.
These are Ridge Runners.
Well, their bodies aren't here.
Well-
The crime has already happened, but their scorch stains are still here.
Yeah.
So you got unregistered cybernetics from the Ridge Runners.
Yes.
And something or someone
They were unregistered Pegasus.
is killing those who bought them.
Listen to
And
what I'm
take it.
telling you. They were unregistered Pegasus, brand fucking new.
Where
That's
would they get Pegasus cybernetics?
I don't know.
you realize that Pegasus cybernetics wouldn't even. There's no way they'd be unregistered. If it was an actual Pegasus cybernetic, then it should be 1,000%. Everyone should have a tracking number. They should all be legit, which means that either they're fakes or something seriously wrong is going on.
I thought I hit the fucking jackpot with these Ridge Runners.
Listen. Where do you hold out? Do you have any of these left?
No, you
No.
sold all of them.
No, the last one was some girl.
Who?
I think it started with a G. I don't.
Gabriella.
Let me guess.
Wait, is that? How do you know that?
Because I knew her.
She's
That's why I'm
dead,
here.
isn't she?
Well, they're all
They're
dead.
all dead.
I found out about an hour ago that they're all dead. My friend here is the one who collects on people who can't pay.
I thought he was the leader.
I was lying. He's not. Sorry, Cass.
It's okay. It's okay.
You have the files that are still basically, you can pull them up as you're talking and looking at them. You realize that Gabriella is the last victim. She's the one who is the most recent murder. You have her time of death, and you also have her location on where she died. You could do an investigation around here, since you haven't actually given me one. So, do you want to investigate with your sensory abilities, or do you want to use like your cybernetic scanning?
Sensory.
Okay, go ahead and give me a. You can either do deduction or examine.
Ooh, example. Do example. 44.
Okay, that's a success. You're able to search the campsite, and as you do, you actually find something. It's basically a shopping bag. Looks like it was filled with a bunch of snacks and drinks. As you pull out the receipt, it actually has the time and date. It is a store that's located a block away from where Gabriella was dead. These Ridge Runners were right fucking next to them. Right next to the murders. You see the actual name of the store. It has like the not a gas station, but it's like a convenience store. It's the Quick Stop. It has the address. Could possibly go there and look for information on their security systems, see if they saw or heard anything.
Look, Grip Dog. What's your name?
Ashes.
Ashes. See this receipt.
Yeah.
On my file, it seems around this area is where your friend was killed. I said we could go to there. Check the cameras. Maybe ask around. See if they've seen anything.
What about them?
And this is my problem too.
Knowing their involvement with the cybernetics, it's best they come with us.
I don't trust them.
I need you to confirm what parts are yours. If we can find your cybernetics, this would help us.
I know exactly what they look like.
And then we can see where they're manufactured from.
Because at the end of the day, don't matter if we find out. If you find out, they're still gonna come after me, and I would prefer that to not happen. You know, somebody may have died, and that's awful. These people didn't deserve to die. I see the way you're looking at me. It was not my intention. It's never my intention.
Not
If
your
I-
intention, but it still got him killed.
I don't really care what you do. What you're doing is illegal. But what is mattered is what I have to do. So if you're coming with me, you come with me now. If you don't,
I'm coming with you. I'm coming with you. I'm coming with you, and Cassie's coming with you too.
Yeah, I'll come. I'll come.
You know, he doesn't talk much, but he can hit like a shit brick house. I promise you.
I'm the muscle.
Definitely the muscle.
yeah,
That wasn't me joking.
we'll see. I'm gonna walk.
All right. So you all gonna cumulatively go to this quick stop?
Yes.
All right.
Which one of us is riding with who? Who's riding with you on the back of your bike? And who's riding with you on the back of your bike?
No one's getting on the back of my bike. This is my bike. I don't want any of you putting your scent on it. Make it smell weird.
That's hurtful. You're
It's
fucking-
mostly him. He smells weird. Like he just shed or something.
Usually it's people telling me that I smell weird.
You do too, but he more so.
Well, I mean, I don't have a car. We literally took a taxi here.
Look, one of you get on my bike. Let's get moving.
I'll get on the back of your bike. We don't have a choice.
I can see the frustration in your face. It's just one ride. That's it.
Whatever. Get on.
All right, let's go. Yeah, let's save some people, right?
Don't touch anything.
Oh, sure.
I-
Maybe you drive with the dual hand.
Yeah, that's what's happening.
Yeah.
She thinks you smell bad, dude.
I'm losing my patience.
Yeah.
Get on the bike.
I'm getting on. Jeez, pushy.
All right. As you head back into the city, you make your way into the hills. It's a place known as the Quick Stop. It's like a corner convenience store, place you'd stop to grab drinks, get some snacks, something like that. It's on a pretty busy street too. There's people, cars moving all the time. Grim City never sleeps. There is more than 20 million people that live in this city. The city and its territory is more than 70 miles in diameter, or in length. It's pretty much takes up the space between where Milwaukee used to be and Chicago on the lakeside. While the metropolitan area may not be that large, the actual territory of Grim City is massive. So you make your way into the city, you find your way there late at night. It's probably about midnight now. You pull up, you can see the luminescent light bleeding through the windows of this convenience store. You see that the worker must be outside enjoying a cigarette. You watch as you approach, he kind of raises his head up and looks towards all of you.
Sir,
You see immediately a long hair, these runes engraved into his skin. He has these black sclera eyes with this bright, vibrant, icy blue pupils, or iris. You guys recognize this as a Jotun. Yeah, can I help you?
I'd like to check your cameras, if you let me. We have reason they might have captured a crime.
You got a badge?
Who would my badge be?
You just basically would use your Ubi and you would present your badge identification. You see it pops up with your credentials. Send you the key on your Ubi. It's in the back.
Thank
Go
you.
ahead. Hey, make sure they don't steal anything when you're in there.
Sure.
I don't steal.
What makes you think that I steal?
What makes you think that I steal?
You have money dollars literally on your glasses.
I like money.
Good to know.
Do you have money in here?
Wait, oh, gas. That was a joke.
Wait, am I gonna
I'm
have to
making a
watch?
joke too.
Am I gonna have to watch both these guys while you're back there?
No, I watch him. That's my job.
That's not how this works.
You can if you want to.
I don't want to. Okay,
You
I
don't want
guess
to.
I do kind of. If I want to figure out what happened to Gabriella, now that you live here.
Just give me a few. Look at the cameras.
As you go in there, you see another person walks in behind you. It's like a young female. You see the Jotun flick his cigarette and walk in there, and he goes behind the counter. As you guys go in and make your way to the back, you see that the girl's shopping. Looks like she grabs a few bottles of water and sets it up on the counter. You see him bring her up, and you watch as she puts a bag of candy up there too, and he's like, "The sour ones, those are my favorite." Nice. And then he charges her. You watch as she walks out. He looks towards you guys and he goes, "Be outside if you need me." He walks out the front door.
Yeah, that guy smokes a lot.
Do you think we should ask him? Maybe he saw something. I don't do investigation stuff very often.
Yeah,
I
me
feel like-
either. I'm very out of my element.
I've
Meanwhile, Quaid, you make your way to the back room. With the access key he gave you, you're able to open up the door and you connect your Ubi directly to the security system and start going through footage.
I'm looking at the time and day.
All right. You're managing and working your way through the software, finding the location as this is happening.
Well, yeah, I guess you're right or whatever. Let's go talk to him.
You, while you're inside, while you guys were thinking about that, you actually hear a screeching noise, like tires screeching.
oh fuck.
As you make your way outside, you can see that a van has pulled up. The girl that's walking, that just walked out of the store, appears to be cut off by individuals who hopped out of the van. You watch as soon as this happens, you see the gas station clerk, or the convenience store clerk, kind of like, "What the fuck?" Like walking forward. You immediately see that these individuals grab onto the girl, and as they do, you see the gas station clerk make his way up. Not that one.
Who's my final boss?
You see him walk up like, "Hey, the fuck are you shitbags doing? Let her go." You see one of them stop and turn towards him. As soon as he does, he kind of hops up over onto this car on the side of the road. You see him stand on top of the car and kind of kneel over, putting his hand over his knee. "Oh, and what are you gonna do about it?" You see him kind of look back towards you guys. "Oh, fuck. I mean it. Seriously. Let her go." And you watch as the guy kind of get a load of this guy. "You seriously? You know who the fuck we are? You know who we're connected to? Part of the Tiger Lilies, buddy. You fuck with us, you're dead. I don't care who you are." See him kind of, yeah, I guess. You notice he kind of looks into the store, kind of looks back to where Quaid's at. Meanwhile, the girl's struggling. You see his runes begin to glow red. You watch as his eyes glow and you see plumes of cold air begin to funnel out of his clothing and out of his mouth. You watch as he begins to almost grow in size. You see his arms and his body begin to grow larger, probably doubles in height and mass. You see as the guy looks towards him, he, within a moment, snaps up on top of this guy in the car and grabs onto him. And as he does, you see him jump and smash him through the hood of the white van, completely disabling the vehicle as the driver sort of kind of smacks back from the blow of it. You see that the girl breaks free and takes off running from this. As soon as she takes off running, you see the clerk look over towards the top of the van, grabs the metal. You watch as he begins to tear it open like a pop can. You guys all know what a Jotun is. They are extremely dangerous, extremely physically strong subhumans. However, you also know he is not supposed to be doing this. This is definitely a big taboo. You watch as he grabs onto the driver and pulls them out and looks towards him and goes, "If I ever see you at this store again, I'm gonna snap you in half." And he throws him against the van. You watch as he hits the van, and as he does, you immediately hear the sound of sirens and red and blue lights quickly approaching. You notice he gets up, grabs the other Tiger Lily, and takes off. You immediately hear a transmission coming through your headset, like, "We have an active threat for violation," and it gives the complete address, coordinates right outside the convenience store, so you know it's happening right outside.
So we should get back inside. Yeah.
I kind of want to see what happens. Oh.
What do you want to do?
I get out of the convenience store. Well, I go back to the main room.
As you come out, you see that there appears to be 2 squads pulling up. You watch as the GCPD get out. You watch as they pull their weapons. They point towards the clerk, like, "Freeze! Get down!"
You stay here. Hide in the back.
It's because he's ice.
If they find you too, they're gonna take you from me, and I need you. I'm gonna head out.
Yes. I'm going back in.
You watch as the clerk puts his hands up, and as he does, you watch as the one cop goes, "Easy, buddy. Don't make any movements." And you watch as they move up and they put him in cuffs. You watch as the one officer kind of looks towards him. "You're a threat level 4. You know it's illegal to be doing that shit in the city." I know. Alright, well, maybe a night in the drunk tank's gonna help you out. You see that they turn and looks towards you guys, or looks towards Quaid. Hope you found what you were looking for. Yeah.
Wait.
You see the officers stop and they look towards you and they go, "Holy shit. Quaid, is that you?"
I'm gonna speak to him real quick. Before you take him.
"Yeah, sure. Go ahead, talk to him."
What happened?
What do you mean what happened? Like right now?
Yeah.
Oh. These goons in a white van just tried to abduct a girl, and I intervened. Forcefully.
That's why they're here.
Yeah, about a week ago, there was a girl who came into my shop and she got murdered down the road. Kind of feel bad about it. Yeah. Wish I could have done something.
That same girl.
Yeah, she was a regular here. Gabriella was her name.
Gabriella. That's why I'm here. To find out what happened to her. You see, the Grim Dog, that was a friend. There's a bigger connection with Gabriella and these Red Runners, and I'm gonna find out what happened.
If that's the case, let me come with you. Gabriella and I were close. We were close intimately.
What's the officer's name?
You look towards them. You don't know them personally, but you can see their identification right there on their tab. O'Donnell.
O'Donnell, is it?
Sounds right.
Yes, sir, Quaid.
I'm gonna take him with me. He'll be in my custody. He's gonna aid me on an investigation I have on cybernetics.
He's a threat level 4. You sure you got him?
I gotta do it.
All right, he's all yours. They undo his cuffs. Thanks.
Well then. I'll make sure he doesn't do that again.
Sorry, guys. Got carried away. You know us Jotuns always letting off some steam. The cops just don't even crack a smile. They just... You have a good one, Quaid. You're a fucking hero. They turn and they get in their cars and drive off.
Yeah. Always get tired of hearing that. So, I need to get back to the cameras.
Yeah, get at it. And as you turned to go in the cameras,
I'm gonna...
what do you want to do?
Hey, Ashes.
Yeah.
It seems he's friends with, Repiana. So if you want to talk to him about it, he might know something. Oh yeah, he's a part of this. He's gonna be sticking with us for a while. And I head back into the surveillance room.
Is there anything anyone wants to do or say?
Oh, when he walks in, like, I'm gonna peek out from like behind a rack of like just food or whatever.
Chips or something? Snacks?
We good? Everything good? They're not gonna take us, are they? Talking to you. Quaid, was it?
Go back out from the surveillance room. Oh yeah. You guys are good. If you're hiding. If you're still here, right?
Yeah, we're still here. I was just, you walked right by me and I was asking you a question. Okay, if you say we're good, we're good.
Right.
Yeah, I've heard Doolahans can't hear that well. Is that true?
That is not true.
You don't got ears.
I'm
man.
still here too.
I just have I'm a little agenda right now. Thinking of these two.
Yeah, right.
So, what's everyone's name here?
My name is Ufficinato, but everybody calls me Ufi because that's really fucking hard to pronounce. So just call me Ufi, yeah?
Okay, Oofy. What should I call you?
Quaid.
My parents were weird.
Quaid?
Ashes.
Ashes.
Cascabel.
I'm gonna call you Cass.
That's what I
That's
call
fine.
him. That's what I call him. You're already cool in my book.
Well, it's nice to meet you all. Thank you for getting me out of that mess. My name's Lance.
Lance.
Nice to meet you, Lance.
Well, let's get to it.
Well, I'm sure Ashes would like to talk to you about Gabriella. She too has been good friends with him. That's what she told me.
You knew Gab?
Her whole family.
I'm gonna head back to the surveillance.
Yeah. I know her mom's pretty broken up about it.
Yeah, she kind of asked me to try and figure out what happened to her.
I haven't been getting a lot of sleep lately over it. It's only a few blocks away. If I just would have walked with her.
I mean, you're just your store clerk. Why would you walk off with a customer?
She's
Seems kind of weird.
Gabby was my girlfriend.
Oh. Oh. I think she mentioned you a couple times.
I don't know who did this, but if a Justice car is going after him, then it's gotta be pretty bad.
Well, I mean, if it was me, I would probably start with whatever gang that was that tried abducting someone from the store. Kind of seems like the MO. But what do I know? I live in a graveyard.
Alright. Lives in a graveyard. Got it.
It's normal.
I live in an apartment. That's where I live. But
Oh, sounds awful.
yeah, but
Noisy.
well then.
A lot of smells, I bet.
No, my apartment smells fine. There's no...
I'm picking up quite a few smells off of you from your apartment. They're not all good.
Alright. You go through the surveillance footage, and you see Gabriella leaving here. And as you do, you see her leave off camera, but you have a little bit higher clearance than the surveillance cameras here in the store. You're able to connect to the lab and follow any sort of street surveillances that would exist. So, like a ping network, you follow the camera to the next one, and you watch as Gabriella continues to walk, and you catch that she was being followed by a white van. Very similar to the one that's outside, crushed.
Is there anything on the van?
Hmm?
Is there anything on the van?
Like,
No, it looks like a unmarked white van.
Can I zoom in and try to fix the image, see plates?
Yeah, you are able to do that, but it's clear that they were driving without identification.
Alright.
But give me you can give me a scan roll. Success?
I don't know the sheet notes for the percentages.
How many nodes you got in the scan? Okay. You're able to zoom in. And as you zoom in on the picture, you catch the forearm of the driver. You pick up one of the tattoos along the arm. Tiger lilies. Tokyo Town.
About at what time would this be versus when I would have overheard him saying that Gabriella was his girlfriend?
Probably about the same time.
As soon as I hear that, I'm gonna go follow him into where he went.
Okay.
Fuck, man. So it turns out that Lance out there was Gabby's boyfriend. So I kind of don't want to be around him right now. Feel terrible. Did you find anything yet?
Just don't tell him the reason, and you'll be fine. Yeah. I'm gonna head back up.
As you all walk out, that's where we're going to end the episode. So, thank you all for joining us for the episode 1 of this HellGate beta test. I hope you guys are enjoying what we got so far. To give you guys a little bit of clarification on the game and the system, we are currently designing the sheets that you guys will be giving out with the free beta. Basically, we're going to be doing this little play test so I can slightly tweak some things right before we give it to you. And of course, we want to format it into more of a source book look before we let you guys get at it. That way you guys aren't getting just like a Word document file. But we're really excited to let you guys get your hands on it and really test it out. So thank you all so much for joining. And if you guys watch through this whole thing, it means the absolute world to us. So
if you have any questions about it, you can drop it in the comments here or join our Discord.
yes.
And that's there. We have a Discord link in the description
Yep.
below.
And the plan is once you guys get your hands on the beta and you guys get to play with it, I'll be running games for people in the community as well for HellGate. And once we get that playtest done, we're going to make the final adjustments and then we're going to launch the Kickstarter campaign for this. So very, very, very excited. It still says, should we run? Okay. Bye. Hey, have a good night.
There.
All right,
Wow, he did it.
everyone. Make sure you like and
You said
subscribe.
it.
Top tier.
Join our
roleplay.
Discords.
Could've just said it.
We will answer any questions you guys have. Thank you all. And remember to embrace the dark. Good night.